It actually lasted better today. I took off my cast and kind of saw it, and we actually got a lot better, which was really, really nice to see. No, but my team and my medic team have done a great job of protecting it and making sure it's not moving as much as possible. So obviously coming down the stretch of a major when you're just, when you're playing well, the adrenaline kind of hits and make sure you're kind of in it. So it was kind of nice to almost kind of forget about it a little bit, because when you're in the moment, you don't really think about it. And I walked. I think today was probably the best it's been out of the 3 days. So kind of relieved.
And I was wondering, when it is cold, is there a mental, some part of you that worries, oh, it's cold, it's wet? Do you think, does that cross your mind?
For sure, especially if it's wet, you could slip really easily. The last thing I need right now is another twist or another slip. So obviously being kind of chilly, if you're not warm enough, it could, it tends to be a little more sore. But like I said, I think it's just, you have the adrenaline hit that hits you really hard to be able to kind of just not really think about it.
Tom, you obviously played so well at the end of last year, start of this year, really burst onto the scene. But then there's a little bit of a lull. How satisfying, I guess, does it feel to play so well at the U.S. Open last week, and then I think you got the round of the day here at the final round of the Open?
It's very, very satisfying. It's been tough at times this year, but I can't say it's really tough, because for me, I feel like our team has a lot of expectations, and we're trying to play the best that I can. Very fortunately, but obviously having the season last year, your expectations go more up, and you kind of feel like you're supposed to play like that all the time. And seeing golf courses I haven't been to, hitting a huge learning curve. It's been kind of frustrating a little bit, but it's been a time where I put things a lot in perspective and try to keep myself. This is just a learning curve. This is my first full year out. These guys have been out here for 5 to 10 plus years, so I really have to kind of put it into perspective and just try, kind of keep working hard to kind of keep playing better. And I put a lot of work in this year, trying to get back to that feeling of kind of contending in big events, and it's kind of nice to see the fruits come to life.
Are you surprised at all that you played so well in this tournament and today in particular?
No, but at the same time, a little bit, because of how my foot was feeling. I was thinking about pulling out almost of my second round and the third round, but I'm kind of glad I didn't. Stuck to it, and no, it's played great this week.
Is there? Sorry? Go for it.
Tom, it wasn't too long back that you were playing in far-off places like India. When you won the tournament there, that was one of the early wins. Did you ever think that you would get so quickly here?
I'd hope so. I've always dreamt of playing on the biggest stages and playing majors and all this. So definitely had my head down of trying to get here as fast as possible. So definitely was a goal of mine, but you never expect. You don't know when it's going to happen, and I'm just a very fortunate person to be able to kind of achieve this. Well, not achieve, but to play in this stage at where I am right now.
I'm from India, so there's a lot of people who keep talking about you, about a great win, where you've reached.
Pardon?
So there's a lot of people still talking about you back in India, because now that you've reached the big stage.
That's great.
Do you remember the place?
I do remember the place. It was my first Asian Tour win, and it was kind of the same thing where I came from the development tour and won one of my second events out coming out. So it was my first win on the Asian Tour, so of course I remember it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
He had a question, I think, so it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
I was just curious if there was a moment today when you look at the leaderboard and it's like there's just no one that's going to catch Brian Harman.
Brian was 5 shots ahead at the start of the day. In a major championship, when you have a 5-shot lead and you shoot anywhere to even to under par, it's really hard to catch. But I was just trying to have a good finish, because I'm trying to stack up those kind of good weeks and kind of give myself confidence again. And I wasn't trying to look at the leaderboard too much, but I think I took a glimpse of. I didn't see it, but I took a glimpse of it. And after 9, I thought I was inside the top 10, and but I forgot about it really quickly, and just kind of tried to keep my foot on the gas.